Hello everyone. Outside by my central boiler. Figured we'd do another update, and I figured I'd throw in some content on what I'm doing to move the wood. I've been pretty much building the house and not sure where things are going, and they're kind of falling in place as time's moving on. So I had all of my wood over on the other side of my yard, keep it out of the way for building materials and stuff close to the house. And now that I know my central boiler's landed here, I've put temporary wood down to keep my wood off of the moisture and the dirt. So I lifted it and I'm using IBC Totes. They're working pretty good for me as of now. Until everything gets settled, I'll continue using these so I can move them around. I have a Yanmar SV100 that I've put some steel bars together with some loops on the end, and I got some chain to lift it with the bucket. So that's how I'm moving these, and I'll show you that now. Let's take a ride. Okay. As you saw, I've had quite a few totes already moved. You see my messy, roughed-in driveway. My tracks have been throwing mud down on it, and this is all going to get topped with a either asphalt millings or another coat of crushed stone. It's been settling, as you see here. I got some puddles from the rain we've had. That saturates into the stone and goes away, but still I feel it's low points in the driveway. I'll be grading this. Now that all my wood is not in this area here, throw some light on the subject. Losing daylight. I've been working at it all day. I just figured I'd throw some content up. Say hello to everybody. I hope you're enjoying all my videos. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on the back 30. When things start settling in and Melissa has some free time, I'm going to have her join in on some videos. I think she enjoys it. She just doesn't have time right now to do it. So we're coming over to my last full IBC tote. I'm gonna set myself up here over in the corner so I can hook up the tote. Get all my chains on. I still got 4 brand new totes I just picked up a while ago. I gotta cut out the entry on the side for them. But for the most part, all my wood is now over by the boiler, except for this guy here. So we're just gonna take these bars, I'm gonna dump them on the ground. Those bars will slide in just like a forklift does. I'll set, chains kind of fell off here, but you'll see it'll get nice and neat very shortly. So I slide the 2 bars underneath, I hook the chains to it, lift it up. I set myself up so wherever that door entry is on the side to get to the wood, whichever direction I want it to face, I'll hook up the chain so when I lift it, it'll spin the tote in the direction I want it to drop. So right now I'm going in from the corner. What's going to happen is I'm going to hook up the chains so when I lift it, it'll set that tote straight with the bucket. Here we go. And if I thought of it, I would have curled the bucket down. That would have been the smart thing to do, right? Can't think of everything. I got a loop on the bucket, a small short chain with the hooks. And then I have the actual chain that goes to the bars. So I got the two loops up and over, down to the bars. The bars get slid underneath, which I'll do now. Inexpensive way to move these totes without spending thousands of dollars for forks for the machine. Every dollar counts towards the house, so we make inventions that make life easier until I can get something faster and easier to do. So I'm hooking the hooks to the loops on the bottom. Pull this tight. I did the same over here. I got to get my other hooks for the other side. I forget what they call these, clevises or these things here. You know, unscrew it. So this slides over the bar, pins in. Oop. Screw that onto the bar. Take my hook. Flip it on. Do the same for the other side. Getting chilly too. We've had a very mild winter in Connecticut. I'm grateful for it because we don't have insulation in the house yet. That's coming soon. We're just wrapping up the electrical. And I ordered my power for the house this past Friday. They said up roughly 15 days. So I'm excited about that. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the second hook on the end of the chain here and I'm bringing it down so my slack isn't so much that the bucket has to be way up in the air to lift this thing. That shortens the length of the loop. If anybody has an excavator and wants to save some money and wants to be able to lift one of these can be up to, I don't know, 3,000–4,000 pounds, I'm guessing. So if you got a machine that can lift that and you don't have a skid steer with forks that can do it, this may be an option for you. I went to the scrapyard steel. I got, I don't know, it's a 4 by 1.5 bar in length. I cut it to size so it'll stick out on the ends. I drilled a 1-inch hole on each end so the clevis or whatever the clip is there can slide over and bolt on. I got my short chain here, like so. Let's see, which way are we facing? I want this facing away from the machine. There's no opening on this side, it's on the other side. So this side goes to the back here, like so. And then we come around to this side, put it in the middle, like that. We'll lift this puppy up, and that should spin. So the back side there is facing me. Back into the cab. All right, here we go. And voila. She'll twist and turn as we drive, but when I get to the other side there where all the wood is, we'll tweak it into place. And that'll be it for tonight. All the wood is loaded. Got a couple more cords coming. I've been burning a lot of wood this year. The house isn't insulated and it's always calling for heat. So, been using quite a bit. I anticipate next year when the house is done, all closed up, I'll be using a lot less. So what do you think, guys? Ladies, gents? Pretty cool invention, huh? Not hard to make, as long as you have some basic tools that can drill through steel. You can buy this chain at Home Depot, Harbor Freight. Just make sure you get a strong enough chain that can lift, 5,000 pounds or so. You'd be fine. The hooks I have, the quick hooks that have just a clip on the end that holds it in so it don't fall off. Amazon had a 4-pack, I think it was like 20 bucks. You go to a Tractor Supply, they want like 16 bucks for one. So if you're looking for anything like that to put on the end of chains, take a look on Amazon, because the one I bought 2 of them at Harbor Freight. I bought 2 of them at Tractor Supply, and I looked at the ones I got there, and then I got the 4 set from Amazon. Identical. They both say China on them. They have the same numbers, same type material, you name it. Now, the trick to this is going to be getting it down close enough to the ground where it's going to rest. I have my walking boards there in between the IBC Totes, and I have the full one to the right, so I can rest it against the IBC Tote to the right. See how it's twisting for me? I'm going to put her down a little bit, and then I'm going to pull it back towards the walking boards. Kind of just get this guy to go where I want. Almost. There you go. Right against the boards. If you see over to the left side there, that board is bouncing. That's because I'm right up against it. So now I can set her down. Nice and gently. She should sit fairly good. Hanging over the edge here, but that's fine. Perfect. So there we go. There's my last wood tote. It's a make-do setup for this year. All back here, straight ahead, where you see the empty totes. I'm going to take these little saplings down, and I'm going to make an area. I'm going to pour a concrete floor. I'm going to run radiant floor heat underneath it, so it'll help dry the wood throughout the season. My pad underneath my central boiler is also heated. I don't have it hooked up this year. I'm not ready for it. I have all the components inside the compartment for the central boiler. My Taco zone pump that'll pump through the floor and return. I wanted to see how the house does first with the heat in there, and eventually I want to put some type of shelter over this, so during snowstorms and stuff I'm not going to be out in the elements. Back here, what I want to do is I want to surround it with like Jersey barriers. They sell the big mafia blocks. I'll stack a couple high in the back and around the sides. Over this way, I'm going to stage all my cutting and splitting. And then I'm eventually going to get a conveyor that'll convey up into the area here with the heated floor and all that. And I'm not sure what's going to happen yet for coverage, whether it's going to be a framed roof or like one of those hoop house deals. Obviously, this is right out towards the front of my house, so I want something aesthetic. And eventually I'll put some evergreens or some type of blockage from the roadside so it doesn't look like a big mess. And along the driveway here, I'll have an entry coming in diagonal that I can access with pickup, dump trailer, whatever. So these are all future thoughts, ideas in the mind. If you have any thoughts of layout or simplicity to get the wood to the final destination, my thoughts are final destination here. It's not that far to walk over to the boiler, and I could store a lot of wood here. I could just keep storing, and obviously the more towards the front, the better. I'll start in the front, work my way back as I'm splitting. As I'm using it in the front, it'll work towards the back. That'll give me a gap where I can start again in the front and have a running dry process. Well, I'm going to break this down now. We'll wrap this portion up. As I say, if you have any thoughts, ideas on my processes of storing wood here, I'm all ears. Please shoot me a comment. I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Subscribe is my big thing. As I keep building here, I do all kinds of little projects such as this. Things that make life easy. I do some welding. I do some woodworking. I do just whatever comes across my plate that I need to have done. If I have the time to do it myself, I do it. If not, I pay someone, they do it. All right, enough of the talking. Let's get this broken down here. Reverse the process, unhook the chains. Very easy, and I forgot to curl the bucket down again. I curl the bucket down, I throw the chains up on there, I throw the bars in there, take the excavator and bring the chains over to the garage so I can put those away. Okay. Hey, she's stuck. All right, well, that's what the excavator's for. That one treated me nice. So there we go. Got my 2 hooks. Homemade pallet fork. Why not? All right, let's get this unstuck. We'll swing that arm, pull that out. Back in the machine. Granted, it is a little more labor intensive doing this than sitting in a machine and running the forks under it and moving the pallets. There we go. And put the bucket down. Remember that, Neil. There we go. Now I can reach that and fill the bucket with the parts. Okay. Here's the other bar. Stick her in the bucket. All right, it's now dark. Done loading the wood over here. Boiler's going good until later tonight, so nothing to do there. I'm going to put my stuff away, park the excavator, go in and get warm. Please comment, let me know, like, subscribe. I know I'm saying that a lot. Please do so. Appreciate you joining. Comments are good. I can always use help too. Anything you have in mind, let me know. Let's talk. Have a great evening.